And so in your country, it might be later, it might be earlier. I don't know. I don't know. I just know it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be global. It's going to be a global ID card. Question from another listener. Do you think the national ID will create civil war or anarchy? No. Amazingly, I don't. Because you know what? They're going to think we're nuts. You know? I've been listening to how crazy I am for 10 years now. I don't know about you. But every time I reveal the truth, I'm ridiculed. I'm laughed at. I'm the biggest joke on the internet. And so it's going to be no different then. I mean, 8 years ago, whenever I came out with the UFOs or aliens or fallen angels and everything else, I was a joke on the internet. Okay, so now several years later, people have calmed down, and they've read the info and have studied the info. Now they can see that a lot of it's correct, it's all accurate, and they start to come around after the initial reaction that they totally don't believe you, they think you're nuts, and they hate you. And of course, a lot of Christian websites on the internet haven't gotten past that point. They still hate me. But that's okay, because you know what? Israel's a stiff-necked and rebellious people, and there's always just been a minority, a remnant, that can truly hear the Lord. Israel stoned their prophets, they killed them, and they're going to do it in these days as well. And so no, I don't think it's going to be anarchy, because I don't think they're going to believe that it's the mark of the beast. They're going to go, oh, she's crazy, don't listen to her, and that other guy, oh, don't listen to them, they don't know what they're talking about, they're stupid. It's exactly what they're going to say. And you know what? The Lord's standing up his prophets, warning his people, and they're going to have stones cast at them and shot down and made fun of and mocked, and we know this. We know this. We're so used to it. It bounces off our skin. I mean, just don't even affect us, I'm not the only one out here, folks. There's several. The Lord has stood up. And so, yeah, I don't think that they're going to believe that this is the fulfillment of Revelation 13. They're all going to go and get this national ID card, not thinking twice about it. And they're going to seal their soul and their fate for eternity by doing so. And so, it says, by deception, Satan will deceive the world. And the reason I keep saying that is because that's what he keeps saying to me. He tells me this every day, and he enforces the word deception. And so I can't even say it, how I hear it, and I feel it in my spirit when he says it. By deception, he will deceive the world. It's not going to be obvious. And maybe that this whole thing now with the chip implants has become too obvious. Everybody's onto it. And so now they're going to go to the national ID card. Because like I said, and I've warned for, umpteen times, Satan's not counting on any one way. He doesn't have all his marbles in any one basket. He is fully prepared to go several different routes he has to in order to catch as many people as possible off guard as he can. He wants to deceive them. He wants them by deception. And so there's only going to be a small handful that will refuse this national ID card. None other than Muslim women who won't get their pictures taken, or Amish people. You might want to find a covenant community or even some Amish you can hook up with to live with for 6 months. I know I wanted to start up a covenant community, years ago, and it just never materialized. The Lord's people weren't interested in supporting something like that and funding something like that, and I mean serious funders, because something like that would just take thousands and thousands of dollars to do. And it just didn't have that kind of support from any of the listeners out here. And so I've abandoned the whole idea, the whole project of trying to develop a covenant community for the Lord's people. Because it takes a lot of time and a lot of money to do that. And every day that passes, it's March 27th. This ID card could start early next year, mid next year. You would have 1 year to get land and prepare a place and stocked up, to meet the needs of 60 or 100, 200, 1,000 people or whatever. I mean, that's a major undertaking. And I just have not had that support. And I know that the Lord had given several different people and groups the kind of money to support these kinds of things in the last days. And they wasted the money that he gave them. And they didn't do with the money that he told them to do it. And so they're under his judgment. But yeah, so, yeah, that's why I've never gotten the covenant community going. I would have done that amongst all the other millions of things I'm doing. But now it's just, just one of those could have beens, should have beens, would have beens. But Israel is so stiff-necked and rebellious and won't listen that they always end up deserving the judgment they get. Is it any wonder? No, it's not. And you know what? Frankly, folks, I don't care if I'm dead or alive at that time. I really don't care. You know? If I'm here, fine. If I'm dead, fine. I just don't care anymore because I'm so tired of just day in and day out fighting, doing everything I can to destroy Satan and his forces. I don't have time for humans. I know that sounds crazy, but you know what? The humans I do end up combating with are just stupid Christians who are used as pawns for the devil. And they are, and they don't realize it. And so I'd rather just fight Satan and his forces than have to deal with stupid, rebellious Christians. And it's these people that are going to be dressed in white robes at the altar of the Lord. And they are the ones who are going to be persecuted, going through the persecution, because they wouldn't listen to the Lord. And so he used the persecution that's coming, the martial law, roundups and persecution that's coming to test them. You know, that's the ultimate test of your faith. Then, when they've rounded you up out of your home, they've put you on a train, they've taken you 20 miles down the road to the next state over, and this is America, folks. We're not talking about a gulag in Russia or the Nazi Holocaust. We're talking about right here in America that so many of you refuse to see. Open your eyes and see that the government, through your Christian Vice President Dick Cheney, and your ultimate patriot soldiers such as, what's his name, Oliver North, have been planning your deaths and demise for years. They've built these internment camps to house Christians, to destroy Christians, to kill Christians. And all this is coming to America. Now, will that happen with the people who refuse the national ID mark and they get caught? Will they eventually be rounded up and through these martial laws? I don't know. They could. It would fulfill Matthew where family fights comes up against family. You know, mother against daughter, father against wife, whatever, mother against children. Maybe they're turning each other in for not getting the national ID card. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a religious significance. I think it's going to be political. Like, oh, she's not worshiping. Because in this country, we're free to worship who we want to. And this is something that happens immediately. When Satan comes to earth, boom, he is going to lay out a treaty of some kind with mankind, and it's almost like effective immediately. And so I have a feeling it's definitely more of a political thing than a religious thing at this point, because you can't say you're going to come to earth with your Hollywood studio production of the second coming of Christ with UFOs and Anunnaki giants posing as angels, complete with lights and slideshows and everything. And then in 2 days demand the whole world worship you as God, and then, be something that quick. I don't think that's going to happen.